What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in to Soul Liberation. I am Jordan Miles, one of the members of the Soul Liberation team. And today, this video is going to be about Proverbs, okay? We're going to start this series where we walk through the entire book of Proverbs, break it down, because a lot of these parables and a lot of these teachings that are given in the book of Proverbs, we do understand that some of these things can be difficult to comprehend. So we're going to give you a play-by-play, walk-by-walk on what the text mean. All right, so without further ado, let's hop right into it. We're going to be starting with chapter 1. So in the book of Proverbs is known as the book of wisdom. The book of Proverbs, it was written by Solomon, one of the wisest men in the world. Okay, now Solomon has made a lot of failures in his life, and he talks about a lot of sin and shortcomings. Now, so we're going to hop right into chapter 1, okay? So we're not going to start necessarily verse by verse. So in chapter 1, it even tells us, these are the Proverbs of Solomon, David's son, king of Israel. Their purpose is to teach people wisdom and discipline, to help them understand the insight of the wise. Understand that the book of Proverbs is going to give you that understanding of what wisdom is in the way of life. See, understand that wisdom is applied knowledge. So the book of Proverbs is going to give you proper ways to apply the things that you read in the text, okay? All right, so we're going to start with verse 5. And it said, "Let the wise listen to these proverbs and become even wiser. Let those with understanding receive guidance by exploring the meaning in the proverbs and parables, the words of the wise and their riddles." Meaning, for those who want to understand, you will understand, because you will seek and try your best to discover what's in here. So it's saying, let the wise listen. So what does that mean? It means that you cracking open this book and actually breaking down this text yourself already puts you in the position to go down that path of wisdom. Okay, so now let the people who are going down that path of wisdom listen, so they can become even wiser. All right, so in verse 7, fear of the Lord is the foundation of true knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and discipline. Now this right here is honestly one of the most powerful verses in this entire text, because it is saying the foundation of true knowledge comes from understanding the fear of God. So what is the fear of God? The fear of God is when you apply love, reverence, and respect all in one. Because I do not fear my wife. However, I fear the separation from my wife, because of the love, honor, and reverence and respect that I have for her. And so therefore, I will always give that relationship the substance and the quality that it needs because of that. So when it says fear, it's not saying fear as in you're afraid of God, but you're afraid of life from God, because you understand of what life with God is. All right, you love him, you honor him, you show reverence to him, and you respect him. Okay, and that is the beginning of all knowledge. Now, fools, whenever you try to discipline them and tell them right and wrong, that's when they'll push you away. How many of you have those friends in your life that you try to correct them and they immediately get defensive? Like, their first thought is that you're trying to comfort them or you're trying to comfort their character. But you got to understand, that is a foolish mindset. Now, we do understand that some corrections may not always be righteous, but there is a certain way to receive these corrections. You don't always have to be hostile. Now, I'm going to tell you this. If you have 4 to 5 people that are extremely important to you, that are wise, and they're all telling you the same things you need to fix about yourself, then you cannot be the fool in this situation and just give that pushback. Because if they're all saying it, the statistics show that they're all not crazy. Maybe you're just a common denominator, and there's something within you that you have to fix. Okay, and so we're going to jump right to verse 10. My child, if sinners entice you, turn your back on them. They may say, come join us. Let's hide and kill someone just for fun. Let's ambush the innocent. Let's swallow them alive like the grave. Let's swallow them whole like those who go down to the pit of death. Think of the great things we'll get. We'll fill our houses with all this stuff that we take. Come throw your lot in with us. We'll share the loot. And it says in verse 15, my child, don't go along with them. Stay far away from the paths. They rush to commit evil deeds, and they hurry to commit murder. what it's saying here is these people are trying to get you to walk down the wrong path. Now, they're not going to openly say, hey, let's go kill somebody. Let's go destroy somebody's life. However, the things that you do in your life and the people that you commune with, the people that you dine with, the people that you hang out with on a daily basis, these people are setting up the structure for your future. I'm telling you this because you are the average of the top 3 people that you hang around. With that being said, if you look at those that are close to you, are they leading you towards Christ or are they leading you towards a trap? Are they leading you towards Jesus or are they leading you towards a life of complacency and sin? All right? Because the thing is, that's what's in his text. Like, sinners are enticing you. Sinners. And I'm not saying that, and let me be frank. I'm not saying that in it with a tone of I'm not saying that with a tone of condemnation. I'm saying that with a tone of knowing right from wrong, knowing how to separate the foolish from the wise. You have to understand that the people that you gather around, these people can either lead you towards destruction or they can lead you towards holiness. Now, the things that they do, like people that say, hey, let's go do some drugs. Like, hey, let's go have sex with so many different women. You know, hey, or if you're a female, let's go have sex with a bunch of different men. Hey, let's go indulge in all these different things that are bad for the flesh. Thing is, you're not only harming your flesh, but if you're committing a sin that involves other people, you are also harming their flesh as well, because now you're giving a misrepresentation of what Christ has called you to do. So now you are allowing a opportunity for others to stumble and for others to fall. Okay? And so then we jump forward to 19. It says, such is the fate for all those who are greedy for money. It robs them of life. Now, money is not evil in a sense because it is a resource. A resource itself cannot be evil. However, the heart towards the resource can turn it evil. It can make your situation not in a fashion that God has called it to be. What I mean by this is the love of money is the root of all evil. Money is not the root of all evil. Meaning, money is just a resource. However, your heart towards the way that you treat that resource will determine exactly what the outcome will be. Now, you can use that resource for build the kingdom. You can use that resource to build your household, or you can use that resource to fuel your addictions, and you can use that resource to fuel a bunch of things that will destroy not only your life, but the lives of those around you. Now, the way that you use your resources are extremely important. Understand this, that it talks about in verse 20. Now moving on to verse 20, it says that wisdom shouts in the streets. Meaning there's so much wisdom around you. You just have to wake up and open your eyes to it. Yes, there's a lot of foolishness in this world, but there's also a lot of wisdom as well. There's so many people that are waiting at the gates that are ready to give you the gospel, that are ready to give you understanding. Now in verse 24, I called you so often, but you wouldn't come. I reached out to you, but you paid no attention. You ignored my advice and rejected the correction I offered. So I will laugh at you when you're in trouble. I'll mock you when your disasters overtake you, when calamity overtakes you like a storm, when disaster engulfs you like a cyclone, and anguish and distress overwhelm you. Now, this sounds super heavy. This is extremely heavy. What Solomon, I believe in my heart that Solomon, he's giving that fatherly feel to this text, meaning I told you what was going to happen. It happened. Don't come running to me now after you see the end result. It's turned out exactly what I said it would be. What I'm going to tell you is do not be in that position. Why put yourself in that position when you can just stop it on the forefront? When you can just stop it before it even happens? When you can just listen to the wisdom that is given in this text when it tells you, like, stay away from the wrong crowd. Don't follow the wrong sorts of people. Don't do it. It's going to leave you down a path of destruction. They're going to make you commit murder, not physical murder, not literal murder, but a spiritual murder. It's a spiritual murder. Is murdering the very thing that God is trying to grow. They're literally dampening it. They're dimming your light. You have to stay away from these people. Not in the sense of where you can't pray for them, not in the sense of where you can't do life with them at a distance, but they don't have to do life with you in real time, on a continuous basis. Sometimes the best way that you can love people is at a distance. Sometimes those toxic friends, they're starting to put in you toxic traits. Like at first your temperament was very good. You got around Tom, Tim, and Tisha, and all of a sudden your temperament is just all over the place. Like, bruh, you have to understand the community of the people that you have around you. This text here that talks about all this wisdom, but this wisdom is right here at the tip of our fingers. But if we do not apply it in life, we will forever be lost. Okay? So now we move to verse 33. It says, but all who listen to me will live in peace, untroubled by fear or harm. So now notice it doesn't say all who listen to me will live in a world where there will be no problems. You will have nothing wrong happen to you. That's not at all what this book is telling you. This book actually will probably create some different kind of problems in your life because you created issues in your life when you were living a life full of sin. This book goes against all the sin that's in your life. Therefore, that sin may be associated with people. It may be associated with outings. It may be associated with whatever it may be, but it's going to cause you to get rid of these things. Now, I'm going to tell you, change hurts because change causes you to take things off. You ever seen, you know how the process is for a butterfly when it becomes a butterfly. Like it starts off as a caterpillar, then it goes into the cocoon, and then it sprouts out into the butterfly. Now, when it's in that cocoon, it's not in there, it's napping. It's in there changing. So the Bible gives a parable about this man that is blind. And he goes to God. He's like, Jesus. He goes to Jesus. He's like, hey, like, I'm blind. Can you please heal me? So what Jesus does, he just pops a loogie right on the ground, rubs the mud up. And keep in mind, this guy is blind, so he can't see. He can only hear. Like, he hears the audible. So I can only imagine how disgusting that may have sounded. But then Jesus gets the mud, rubs it on this man's eyes, and gives him a direction, and the man heads in obedience. Now listen to this. Sometimes your change that you need in your life may be money. Like, it may be messy. But even when it's messy, you still have to be obedient to the direction that God is telling you to go. Your obedience to God will help you understand the direction He's calling you to. Now check this out. Before there can be obedience, there has to be surrender. That man came to Jesus. He surrendered it to Jesus. He said, I know you can heal my sight. You have to be in a place in your heart where you can surrender and let it all go. Like, Jesus, I know that you're the one that can heal me. You're the one that can ease my soul. You're the one that can stop the heartache. You're the one that can stop the hurting that I feel each and every single day. You have to surrender it. But once you surrender it, then you have to be obedient to the direction. Be obedient to the call. Be obedient through the mess, because it will look messy, because you may lose some friends. But losing those friends, it won't be an easy process, because they're going to do their best to keep you, or they may do their best to hurt you, to make you feel less than for wanting to change, because change is messy and change is hard. The book of Proverbs gives us so much wisdom. In walking through this book, we will obtain this wisdom and learn these things together. Guys, I am learning as I teach. I'm a student first. So I'm very grateful for you all staying tuned into this video for this long. Stay tuned for the next episode. I'm very excited to walk down this journey of learning this book of Proverbs with you all. Where, this is a journey, and I'm super glad that you all can walk this with me. Hey, this is Jordan Miles with Soul Liberation. Peace. Thank you guys so much for tuning in here at Soul Liberation. If there's anything that you enjoyed here, please like, subscribe, share this with your friends. Put something in the comments below about what you would like to hear next time. Love you, bro. Love you too, man. Peace out, guys.